Oh, what a night. Hey. When all the dues that you've paid achieves the highest accolade, only to be betrayed by what Daniel Beatty calls the duality duel, being the exceptional Negro right up to the finish line. But that nigga nature still gonna kick back like a no good mule. I can't speak as a man, but I am all woman. And my femininity allows a man to be my Popeye against the proverbial Brutus. But really, why did he choose this? A Debo reaction to a smoky remark? Is that what we teach in our young black men? See, on his first day at Overbrook High, he got knocked the F out just for something that he said, and the freshman aggressor was expelled and last seen in the back of a paddy wagon. So what then? Now everybody talking about he did what a man's supposed to do. Look, an altercation at a major Hollywood event between those two would have a different ending if it was just regular old me and you. And anybody from round the way ain't clapping at every Joe Schmo talking all that yak. Lack of discernment, ego, and throwing hands on a real bruh will get you a mouth shot or a shot in your back. And while I love to eat the soup that you feeding, wisdom resists believing that this is about covering the insecurities hovering the vicissitudes of a black woman's loss of hair. And thanks to his autobiography, I kind of understand the psychology. Witnessing his mom's being beaten and so frozen with fear that he never jumped in to defend. Watching a girl enter the home of a known registered sex offender and then retreating to a closet to cry while the crime could have happened again. And the narcissistic, selfish needing to overdo it in his romantic past. Being punked all the time and using performance as a mask. Him fixated on his Gigi as he played at Resurrection Baptist, or putting into practice what his homie Charlie Mack said, yo, just punch him in the face and he won't do that ish no more. Or the first real heartbreak with Melanie Parker that had him blaze up everything he ever bought her the last time she arrived outside his door. The longing to appease his hero, Daddy-O, in the place of God. So brace yourself, or better yet, face yourself with this harsh truth. Now, the missus ain't responsible for what two grown men decide to do, but the neck controls the head. We build him up or bring him down with the power of what's between our legs and even in what's unsaid. Sis, you want to be his witch wielding manipulation? Sending him in front of the guillotine for a variety of castration, being blackballed in his career in this culture of cancellation? Hey, I even read this lame online dissertation from a pastor talking about, at all costs, protect black women. The same pastor who didn't come to see about my welfare after an attempted robbery. And another who did not initiate a meeting with my ex-husband after I confessed he was beating me. So don't come for me with politics of respectability. I gives no damns about the academy, with all them barely, fairly awarding black people throughout its history. 'Cause even still, Will and those before him earned that golden honor flat-footed and squarely. But y'all got some selective amnesia. Chris Rock is a master craftsman and comes hard at every group. Exhibit A. His last Netflix special where he spilled all tea on the LGBTQ. In other news, most of y'all done kikied Magic Johnson, Michael Jackson, Whitney, and Bobby, just to name a few, that have been dragged relentlessly beyond the bald-headed truth. Pun intended. This pseudo-chivalry and sympathy for black women and their hair trauma can be suspended. Maybe it's just me. My trauma is my responsibility to not equate a weak joke with my dignity, especially if it doesn't threaten my safety. I still recall Marty Moss so raw on Def Comedy Jam. In a span of 3 minutes, he clowned a man's girlfriend, mama, and a sister's weave, and everybody was still a fan. And perhaps the knighting of a fresh prince to kingship comes when killing the court jester is not a celebrated manhood flex, but only applying pressure when the kingdom is actually being pressed. And brothers, after they meme you, maim you, blame you, shame you, and defame you, you still winning as long as when you resurface, you ain't the same you. And may we all retreat to our keyboard corners, having never stepped foot in their boxing ring, never having our weaknesses exposed to a beatdown we're not trained to handle, while the world throws sucker punches and these punk-ass virtual swings. The Mouthpiece.